All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And
Hello, everybody.
welcome
Crap.
back.
Hold on.
And
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back, and it's already failing.
Yeah, it's already failing
Welcome
because I forgot to unmute myself on Twitch. So I was having double talk, and it was not a good thing. I hate when that happens. Anyway, so welcome back to the Evergiven, and today we're going to see what happens when these idiots decide to go visit a dragon council. I mean, what can go wrong?
I promise I won't try to shoot one.
Only everything.
Only
Hey, I'm back.
literally everything. So now that Jade's back. So Jade, give us a recap. What happened in our last session?
So we started the session teleporting into. I have to adjust something quick. We started the session teleporting back, or it was after we teleported back to Arga, I believe it was.
So you tell it back to Targa, correct? Which
Right.
is the city.
And Kaladim teleported away.
Yep.
Like a coward, because that's what he is.
I mean, he was holding the body of his dead wife.
Irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
I think that's a major key.
I'm kidding. I'm not that insensitive. Come on now. So after he teleported away, we were attacked by demons that were flooding out of the gates. During the fight, we met this cute little creature named Mango, who tried to run in and help us, but the fight was over before she got there. But, you know, it was the thought that counts. During the fight, a bunch of dragons showed up and kicked ass and pretty much saved our asses because we were probably going to die if they didn't show up.
Oh, you all were super dead if they didn't show up.
Yeah, we would have probably died if they didn't show up.
I could have killed you all in the first round.
Oh, yeah. Like, Victor took a substantial amount of damage during that battle.
Yeah.
Like, Zerai was struggling to keep up with the amount of healing she had to do on him. Too bad she's not Ellie. After the battle, we had a conversation with Mango, and we also decided what to do with poor Elodia's body, because before the battle started, a demon that emerged literally ripped her in half.
Literally and figuratively, in all concepts. Literally
Yes.
and figuratively.
While we were looking over the body, I remember that Zerai grabbed her amulet that she had, thinking that it might be of some importance to what we're trying to do here. It might not be. It could just be a keepsake.
But it's something to remember your shipmate and your friend.
My first mate, who has been on very many journeys with us. After the fight, we met with a very young dragon. Oh wow, we're on session. Why do I have session 7 and it's session 9?
Yeah, I think we're on.
Oh my god. Yeah. So we met with an adult red dragon who transformed himself into a human shape, whose name was Kadra. Who we were forthright with him right away and let him know that we were from 3,000 years in the future, which piqued his interest very much so. And after a bit of discussion, he definitely wants to know about our timeline, and he also wants to learn how to fight because he doesn't know. He's not familiar with our ways. given the peaceful nature of the current global climate. Minus, the town of Targa being attacked by demons.
True. And then the boys met somebody.
I didn't write that down.
Right,
They
just-
can go over that recap. So Kadra said that he will try to assemble the council so we can have a meeting with them to figure out where to go from here. Afterwards, we left the scene to go try to find a place to rest, and we ended back up in the library at first, where more shenanigans happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mango attempted to sleep on a pile of books. Dana attempted to swindle scrolls.
Successfully.
Well, you got a scroll, or you got 2 scrolls. And then the curator of the library showed us and kicked us out and sent us on our way, pretty much. After that, we made our way to an inn and we settled in for the night.
Okay. How about you, Cammy? What happened with the you met somebody, didn't you?
Yeah, we met an elderly wizard named Banfiz who could not remember anything for the life of him, and wasted many, many spells. Very high level ones.
He did. He wasted a bunch of level spells when he could have easily just cast one repose and be done with it. And he had to do it the very hard way.
Yeah.
So did anybody go look up who that was? Because I know
Yeah.
one person was very interested
Was
on
the,
who that was.
the forgetful wizard, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
That always looking for the right spell, but could never find the spell in a spell book.
Kind of, yeah.
I know there was other stuff, but I didn't write it all down, so I was like, forget some of the other stuff.
Yeah, but did you go look him up afterwards? Because you said you were interested in his history.
I did look him up, but I didn't write anything down. I kind of forgot it.
Okay.
I need
Anyway.
to watch it again.
Okay, so right now we everybody got a long rest after the battle and took a bunch of damage and lost a lot of spells and used a lot of things. So everybody took a long rest. You all finally get awake. You all wake up the next morning. A little bit sore after the day that you had yesterday. Some of you spent the rest of the day after the fight rebuilding and trying to get a body in a place that you guys can do a small funeral for yourselves. And that's where we're going to pick up. So, you all wake in the mornings. I think all of you went to the inn except for one of you or two of you. I think the two of you slept at the...
Just me.
Just you.
I was the only one who stayed at the monastery.
Yeah, you crashed at the monastery.
Yeah.
You wake. So we'll just start off with you. You wake up to a foot in your. There's a as you're kind of laying there, and there is somebody. You wake up to a foot being put in your face as somebody rolled over because everyone kind of just fell where they were last night as they were working. Nobody actually went to a sleep. Everybody just kind of like laid down all over the floors and wherever they could sleep so they could get an early start in the morning.
Push the foot out of my face and roll over and try to sleep a little more.
Okay.
That sounds like Louis.
So you roll over and you go back to sleep. Everyone else, you begin to wake up in the morning to the smell of breakfast coming from underneath your doors.
I'm gonna push over one of Mango's wings that I had in the middle of the night started using as a blanket.
She kind of rolls over and goes right back to sleep.
Right, I'll come check on
Nice.
you later. Immediately forgets that. I'm gonna go down and start eating. And I'm gonna probably be looking out of a window to see if Kadra is flying around anywhere trying to look for us.
Kadra, you don't see anything outside the window. You just see all of the destruction from the day before. In the morning sun, it looks horrible. Buildings completely demolished. There's still smoke rising in a couple places where they're still fighting some fires, where demons literally trashed it all and brought the wrath of hell with them. And you do not see any. You do see dragons in the air, but most of them, the one dragons you do see, are white dragons, and it looks like they're using their cold breath to put out fires and things.
Okay.
That's all you see.
Okay.
So
Is-
once I
ahead.
wake up, I'm going to just kind of sit on the edge of my bed, and I'm gonna grab the locket that I got off of Elodia. I'm gonna pull it out of my pocket, and I'm just gonna tumble it in my hands in deep thought, and say to myself, just kind of mumble, "What do I fucking do now? Like, what do I do now?" And I'll just sit there and contemplate for a minute. And then after about a minute or two, I'm gonna unclasp the chain and put the necklace around my neck and tuck the pendant down into my undershirt and grab my robe and head downstairs for breakfast.
Okay.
Is there like a balcony or anything on this inn? Or is it just like your typical window and that's it? As far as like inside the rooms themselves.
It is just the what you look as you look out the window. It is looking out just over the city.
I'm gonna take a minute or two, and I'm gonna be humming a song that I learned back when I was with Captain Ashen. And it's gonna be kind of in the Sound of Silence, but it's like a memorial song for fallen comrades. And then after I'm done with that, I'll get changed and then kind of head downstairs for breakfast.
Okay. Dana, you finally get yourself up and you head out into the hall. And as you are walking into the hall, Victor stumbles out of his room.
Half
Before-
asleep and
half a little bit sore, half asleep, still.
didn't get great sleep after the events.
Yeah.
And a moment
I-
later, you see the captain's door open.
Kind of look at
Walked in.
day and then morning. Is Captain
Morning.
gonna come out right away, or is Captain gonna still take a minute or two?
No, I walk out.
Morning.
Morning, guys. Let's go eat. I'm hungry.
Agreed.
Agreed. We can gather our thoughts later, after we get some food.
You walk
And
down.
coffee.
Yes.
You walk downstairs, and there is
Marvelous.
so there are quite a few people. It looks like that the innkeeper is actually just giving away food this morning, and no one's paying for anything, because they're trying to recover from they feed everybody so we can get all this work done.
I look around. And I notice, Victor, where's Louis?
Well, Louis decided he wanted to stay at the monastery and sleep. He should
Okay,
be showing
he's-
up at some point.
He's missing a good meal. I'd hate to see him miss this. You know how
Oh.
Louis likes his food.
Let's just get let's get like 4 plates together. It'll be fine. Just for Louis.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
As I go over there and I grab a plate for myself, put it down, then grab 2 more plates, and just stockpile food on there.
The innkeeper just seems to be just not even paying attention to anyone, just putting plates out because there is a line out the door for people getting food that are people around the city working in the area. And probably this is the same sort of thing that's happening throughout the entire city.
Okay.
And you come to realize that everyone here pitches in to make sure everything gets done. No one complains, everybody just does.
I might kind of look around the line and be like, if only the world worked this way in our time.
Yeah, it would be nice. And noticing the line, and because I don't want to take up too many of the resources, I'm going to just grab a very light lunch or a very light breakfast, like maybe a muffin and a coffee, and go sit at a table.
Okay.
That way people who are going to be putting more effort into the rebuild process have the energy.
There are quite a few empty seats because people are just grabbing food and then leaving to head to wherever wherever it is that they're needed. And as you grab the food, they just the innkeeper just kind of sets up more food and doesn't even seem to really acknowledge that you're there. It's just that he needs to make sure that there's plenty of food for everybody. You all sit down with your food, and you grab a bunch of extra food for Louis. Any conversations this morning?
So speaking of gathering thoughts, I'm prepared to pass on what we know to Kadra and the council. How far back should we go?
I would assume at this point, probably as far back as we can.
I fully intend to let them know of the future we know. Whether they believe me or not is up to the council, but last time we withheld information from somebody, it bit us in the ass.
So are we talking all the way back to the anomaly, all the way back to when I started on the Evergiven?
I think it's going to be from the anomaly.
Yeah.
Okay. As I'm like
everything
eating,
before that is irrelevant, right? I mean, as far as our personal history goes, everything before that is irrelevant. The only thing that they need to know about is how we got here and what is the potential future that they are facing.
Makes sense.
Think too much of that fast. Ow. Agreed.
Okay, so to the anomaly. While I'm eating with one hand, I'm just like pulling silvery strands out of my head.
Okay.
Just doing a bit of cleanup.
I kind of take my food and I kind of shuffle it away from her so she doesn't get any hair on my food.
You don't want some extra seasoning in there?
No, I'm good.
You don't want any extra brain matter as she's pulling thoughts out of her head?
No. That doesn't sound appetizing first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So you all finish breakfast.
Does Louis make it to breakfast with us?
Louis does not come in.
All right. I'm carrying the plates with me then.
All right, you go out and down the street just a little ways to the monastery where you know he was working.
Yeah.
And you as you walk into the garden area, there are bodies just like everybody's sleeping everywhere. There is no rhyme or reason. People just fell asleep right where they were standing or leaning over things, and you see Louis sound asleep, with a foot in his a foot again in his face because he's sound asleep again, doesn't care, and there is a foot literally on his face.
I look
How
around at
far-
the bodies. I look around at the bodies, and I'm like, God damn, these guys
Yeah.
must have worked themselves to exhaustion.
It it was pretty hard work. Me and Louis helped out a bit. Yeah. How far away are we from Louis?
You're standing almost on top of him.
Okay. I'm gonna take part like a muffin out, hold it above Louis, and just kind of drop it on him. Just be like, hey, wake up.
Louis, roll a perception check with advantage because there's food.
You know, that sounds fair.
Yeah.
Perception. But did it go through? Because all of a sudden my roll 20.
My
said-
roll 20 just crashed for some
Okay,
reason. It
it
says
did that for
connection
everybody?
to the server has
Oh,
been
yeah.
interrupted.
Yeah.
Anything you do right now, so I'm reloading. Let's see if it reloads. Did both of them crash? Yeah, they both crashed. It looks like that whole system is completely dead.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So
roll
cool.
20.
Yay.
Oh, hold on.
Honor,
It's
honor
coming
system rolls.
coming back. No, I can still look at your rolls if you roll them on D&D Beyond because it still pops up in D&D Beyond.
I did. I got a 19 and a 5.
All right. So I'm going to just close this out because I
Yeah.
probably won't need maps today anyway. So thank God that we don't need maps today. So so as you something hits you and you kind of just don't even pay attention to it, but then you smell food.
Okay. I'm trying to get the roll 20 to load right.
Don't worry about just closed roll. You don't need roll 20 up at the moment because
We're not. I don't think we're gonna be
it
fighting
is
today.
it is crashed and it is screwing up and
Okay, you can just see the rolls from.
yeah,
log
I
roll.
can just go. I'll just go to the campaign thing and be able to see the rolls.
So we
Okay.
don't need it. Okay.
You don't need it right now because it's just not a something. I will just keep an eye. I'll just keep an eye on the game log from here.
I'll grab the muffin and start eating it a bit, like just kind of ripping off little pieces and eating, while pushing the foot out of my face again. And thank
As,
Victor for the food.
as he does that, I put more 2 plates in front of me. Like, don't worry, we got your backups.
Yeah, I kind of look around expecting to see more movement as the smell of the food probably starts wafting out.
Yeah. So as soon you smell the food, and he puts some plates in front of you.
Was that, did the other people start stirring, smelling the fresh food too?
Not really. One or two people kind of like, I should go get something to eat, and then a couple of them get up and wander off.
All right.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look over the rest of the camp and see if anybody's wounded.
Okay. No
And
one here is wounded, but there are lots of scratches and cuts and things from the day before. You do see that the bodies that people who did die have already been removed.
Okay.
Someone came through in the middle of the night and removed all of the death and carnage.
So
I
on
mean,
the
you
people,
do see splatters of blood, but the bodies are gone.
yeah. So on the people that have that are kind of scraped up and bruised, I'm gonna do what I can to help rejuvenate their body as much as I can, so they
Okay.
can continue working. And I'm not gonna use any spells or anything. I'm just gonna use my medical knowledge.
Do like 3 healing checks and see how you do.
Just
Healing?
medicine checks.
Just
Yeah, I was
medicine
gonna say,
check,
is
or
that
medicine checks. That's what I meant. Medicine check, healing check, same thing.
The first one is a 14.
Good.
Oh yeah, it does tell me on Beyond.
The first one is a is a 22.
Okay.
I was gonna say dirty 20 for a second.
Dirty 22. Woohoo!
And a 15. Not bad.
No, pretty easy. It's just some scrapes and cuts. It's very simple. The DC was a 5, so
Yeah.
for this type of stuff, it's minor bruises and scrapes and things like that. So it's not such a big deal.
So for the bruises and the scrapes, I'm just gonna like rub ointment on them, like a special healing ointment that I have in my medicine pack, and bandage up like all the cuts, just so they feel better and they can have a little bit. They don't have to worry about so they don't have to worry about that affecting them as they start the rebuilding process.
No issues. So you do that, and as you're doing that, you see an older gentleman come into the monastery, and Louis, you know him as this is the leader of this monastery.
Okay.
And he kind of bows, and he looks down. He says, "Oh, I see they brought you food."
I'll bow to and say, yes, my friends came to check on me and make sure I'm well fed.
You you did an amazing job yesterday. Thank you for helping.
Of course.
Um,
And I look over at him. I'm assuming he's like the leader of this monastery.
yes.
And I'm going to look at him and say, if you would like, I believe a lot of the inns are feeding townsfolk that are helping with the rebuild process. So if you would like to send your followers to someplace close to such establishments, they could probably get a good meal before they get to work.
Oh, very good. Um, I shall send some people there. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
He looks back at you, Louis. So, what are you going to help today?
Yeah, I was gonna help you guys clean up more today, and then if we get this yard or this whole courtyard cleared out, I was hoping to start teaching you how to handle if more demons try to come back and destroy this place again. Not just mental fighting.
He looks at you and says, "I think we could use your help."
Yeah. Peace is fine and dandy, and I do love it, and I wish the whole world could go, but you have to be prepared for if the other person is not peaceful. No, just to be prepared. And I'm gonna try to help you guys learn how to do that.
And then he busts out in the "Be Prepared" song.
No, and I don't want to get yeah.
We don't get the rights.
No
for that.
demonetization.
No demonetization because
Okay, fine.
we don't need.
It's more of a
That's one of the songs.
well. He can be singing the song well fitted.
But I can actually do the be prepared.
Nice.
And
And demonetized.
Dun dun dun. Campaign's over.
I didn't
Bye.
even finish 2 full words. You can't demonetize.
I know,
over 2
I know,
words.
I
That's,
know.
it was a joke.
That's why I
but-
didn't finish the second word. I trailed off.
Campaign ended. See you later.
Especially Disney.
Ugh.
That's true.
So as you all finish, as he kind of he's nodding, he looks over, and in walks a young gentleman that you all met the day before. His name is Kadra, and he's in human form as he walks into the monastery, and he's looking around and he spots you, and he kind of waves and makes his way over to you. "Oh, good, I found you."
Kadra, what news do you bring?
So I talked to the council,
And
and you can be seen.
okay, when would they like to see us?
Like now?
Now? I look over at the rest of the group. I'm like, I guess we're going to see the council right now.
Yeah.
Louis kind of
I guess
sitting,
so.
eating on the ground, eating, like looking around, like who's this guy? And,
Oh, this is Kadra. He's a friend of the council. We'll leave it at that. I don't know how well that would be perceived if if people knew that he was actually a dragon.
And he when you say that, he's like, well, I'm only here because I won't fit inside these walls at full size.
This is true. This is very true. You are very majestic.
So yeah, that's the only reason I'm in this form, because otherwise I would be in full form and things might get broken again.
I'm kind of
We
looking
we
back. We don't want any more of that.
No.
but
Oh,
So, if you would follow me, walk this
Yes.
way, and
I
he
What were you gonna say, Kami? So it looked like you were gonna say something.
no, Louis just kind of like eating, like ripping up the pieces and eating slowly while Ben like sitting there, like, hmm, interesting.
Good old Louis. Just put food in his face and he's good.
Dana, what were we gonna say?
So Kadra, was I going to pass the memories on to you or the council?
Oh yes. I would be interested in seeing them, but as I'm not on the council, probably them. But you can show me later?
I can show you later, so long as it doesn't get us in trouble.
It won't. As he kind of rolls his eyes. It'll be fine.
I don't know if I could trust that.
Very
Little bit of
well. Lead the way.
the eye roll there.
Okay,
I think
so
it's more of an eye roll of
Yeah.
like
it might.
he's like
But
he's got an overbearing parent maybe.
Yeah.
his father is the leader of the council, so
Mm-hmm.
so
Well,
as so you all so who's going as he leads you out of the monastery?
I'm definitely going.
Um, are the monks starting to rebuild?
There are some monks that are doing minor work. Most of the garden is done. Now they're actually rebuilding the insides of the building. Because some of the things got destroyed and some of the building itself got destroyed, but they wanted to do the garden first.
I'll probably stick around and help them a bit.
okay. Yeah, I think
Victor ain't very good with the council stuff, so
yeah, Louis like, I didn't really do my. They made all the choices. I'll just, I'll stay here.
But he looks back and he's like, uh, but you are the prince. You should be there.
you see, Louis kind of prince that likes to get down and dirty in the repair work.
Yes,
like,
But this
but
is true.
you
how
I shall
are
show
the
you
leader of this
respect.
group, are you not?
I like to delegate, so I don't have to pay attention to everything.
But you are a prince. And as a prince, you should probably be the one to speak, as these are your subordinates? And you're talking to the
Actually,
council.
actually the way that this is structured, I'm the leader of the group.
Yeah.
Kadra
I've been
kind of
told.
looks like confused, and but
Is-
he's
Louis just kind of smiles and like, I'm told I'm a prince.
We didn't know he was a prince, okay?
but you
We
have
just known him as we've just known him as Louis this whole time.
Here, Kadra. Maybe it's not the full story, but I can get you something to get a picture. and I pull out a smaller strand of memory, and it's just like memories of me watching Louis like stuff his face aboard the Evergiven, and like maybe like getting yelled at by Zerai or the cook or something, or
Definitely getting yelled at by the cook.
He
I don't
takes
think
the
Sarai
memory
would yell at him.
and uses the memory, and then he takes the memory and he's like, strange.
strange indeed.
Just don't think
These
too
are
much of it, you'll
strange
be good.
times.
I mean, I can come along if you
I
need me to, I guess, but
Well, I did tell the council that the prince was with them. Was
all right. He stands up, kind of like dusting crumbs off of his hands.
I
and
mean, you don't
fur.
have to go, but I mean, it would be
Did-
kind of important. I don't know. I am not the council.
I'll go just in case. I don't want you to have to come back and get me if you need me anyway.
I was kind of looking at Louis like, don't forget your food.
Of course, of course. I'm gonna tell is the head of the monastery still there, or did he walk off?
He's walking off. He's helping direct some people.
I'm gonna tell him that if you find planks of wood that are try to have every monk find a plank of wood that's roughly as tall as them, and about I kind of like make with my hands about how wide it should be, about as wide as somewhere around as wide as their torso, if possibly, or maybe at least half as wide as that. For each one, it will come in. It will be used for the training purposes later. And large amounts of padding and or soft twine, if you have it, will also be needed. I'll explain what for that later, though.
Okay.
It'll be relevant later, trust me.
He's like, we can do that.
I look over at Louis. I'm like, how many wounds am I going to have to heal for this endeavor?
Well, at the beginning, it'll just be maybe bruised and cut knuckles. Maybe if they're really dumb, then maybe a broken hand, but I'm really hoping they're not that bad.
I think, Captain, you might not just want to worry about that right now. We'll get to that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Honestly, if they break their hand from punching it, I might make them let it heal naturally just so they learn.
Oh. Anyway, let's head over to see this council. We shouldn't keep them waiting because they could literally probably eat us if we piss them off.
Well, you guys have fun, and I'm just walk in and be like, okay, where do you want me, monks?
I mean, compared to how this world is, I'd half imagine these dragons are vegetarians.
A vegetarian dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so, as you guys make your way to the north end of the city, into this into one of the larger buildings, and it literally is inside of a mountain. Um, and so as you walk in, you are literally entering into what looks to be a huge cave, but it's very ornate and looks pretty, and it's a dragon's cave, but all the dragons live in here. And as you walk in, it doesn't look like any sort of inside of a mountain that you've ever been in, because it is completely refined. It looks like everything is smooth walls. And as you come into a very large chamber, he takes you through a couple large passages. All of the passages throughout the entire palace, or into the whole area, are big enough that a full-size ancient dragon could walk through here without being impeded, including full-out wings if they needed to fly. If they needed to fly up into, because you look up and there are places that a person could fly through. You guys walk a little ways and finally come into a large antechamber, this huge antechamber. and it is probably the biggest room you've ever seen, and it looks like it's half of the mountain, the inside. And there are dozens of dragons. So remember how in Star Wars they had the council, kind of like that, but it's all dragons.
I look around and I just say, kind of under my breath, "Well, this is familiar."
I can only imagine how many hundreds of feet tall that would need to be, or thousands possibly.
Probably thousands.
Yeah, it's like isn't an ancient dragon like 70, 80 feet tall, something like that?
Yes.
Dang.
Didn't you say
Um,
there was a dragon council on Aria, Zerai?
yes.
Say that again.
Didn't you say there was a dragon council in Aria?
Yeah.
But in that
This is-
council, there were only 12 dragons.
Any familiarities?
Not that I can see.
Well,
And as you
Could I
walk in,
do-
you do notice that the most ancient dragons, they're kind of a half semicircle, and there are in front of you, and there are 12 dragons there. But it seems like there are a lot of other members in this room. Maybe every dragon on the planet.
hey,
And as you walk in, you watch as in front of you, he Kadra kind of or not Kadra, yeah, Kadra puts his hand up and stops you and keeps walking forward. And as he does, he goes into full size. And he kind of bows his head. Father, we have come. I have brought the ones that I told you about. And then he steps to the side and motions you forward.
But before I move forward, I'm gonna pull my mace out of my off my belt and set it on the ground, and I'm gonna put my shield on top of it, and then walk forward.
Anybody else walking forward?
Yeah, Louis will kind of follow behind. He brought one of the muffins with him. He's still
He's
trying
still
out.
chewing
Yep.
on it.
Leave it to Louis to fucking keep eating while we're in front of a fucking dragon council.
I think I'm gonna
Uh,
take my dagger that's strapped to my leg. Just assuming we're just gonna disarm fully. Just leave that, and put that next to the mace and shield,
okay.
and then walk forward.
Um, you all step forward, and the dragon, the one that seems to be is a ancient, very very ancient red. And he kind of looks you all over, and they're all kind of staring at you, waiting. And he says, "Tell your story."
Well, I can give you the story, and
So,
I hold the long strand of silvery memory.
hmm. He takes a couple. He steps over there. So they have like a bench, and he stands at his full height and steps over the bench that he was kind of presiding over, because they have like a bench area, and he literally just kind of steps over it and reaches down, and with two tiny claws picks it from you. Humans. And he puts it in his head. um and he's sitting there for a moment. Takes it back and hands it back to you. Takes a step back and sits back and kind of sits back down to where he was. And all of every single one of the dragons on this seemed to be the 12 dragons. They all kind of stop for a moment and they all close their eyes like they're sharing something. They all kind of look at one another. So, you are from our future.
Yes.
And you know someone named Ladem.
Yes.
Hmm.
He is the one who sent us here. On accident, I believe.
Ah. He looks and he just kind of shakes his head. The patrons always interfering. We'll have to be punished for that for some time. So what do you want from us?
We are trying to prevent that future from happening. In doing so, we tried to act in good faith and we sought the book that Kaladim was searching for, who now
Yes,
has in his
some of us
possession.
on the council know him as a very upstanding and great man.
Well,
Well, dragonborn.
because of the attack, I believe that may have changed things. During the attack, it appears that his partner was slain. And he had a look on his face like that may have altered his belief structure and his way of life.
So the dragon kind of folds his arms and says, "I saw everything." Well, what exactly? Where did you stop sharing your memory up to?
Um,
Are you
I figured
sharing
it would
all of it,
would've-
or are you sharing? Are you sharing the part where you guys caused this?
Well, one of us caused this.
this is what we should have discussed. Because I was asking how far back we go, but I didn't think about that.
Where did you stop? Where did you stop sharing?
I'm pretty sure you said you were going to just give them everything. Wasn't that what we
I was gonna
agreed
give them
on?
everything.
Okay. The red dragon kind of looks down at you. I think his vengeance is just against you, though.
That may be, but in his path to vengeance, who's to say he won't destroy this planet?
You are the one who caused all of this.
Which is why I must
Here
go after
in
him.
here on this world we have but one thing that we do to people who cause violence upon others. Any sort of violence. And they are exiled.
If you exile me, you what's the word I'm looking for? If you exile me, you get rid of the only chance
So
of
I'm in a
changing the fate of this
dilemma.
planet.
Yes, I understand. I am in a dilemma. As we all are. And they all kind of nod in agreement. You are the cause of all of the destruction here. Yet, according to someone's knowledge that you have given us, you are possibly our only salvation. Let us deliberate. And then we will sentence one way or the other.
Fair enough.
He looks to Louis, and then he looks at you and kind of nods slightly. And you, Prince Louis. The knowledge that was shared says you don't know that you're a prince.
Well, that's what I've been told a lot in the past several days. But yeah, I wouldn't know. I was found on supplies on a ship, and the the crew was nice enough to raise me, teach me everything I know. Not this crew, but a different crew. They nobody knows where my home planet is, so they couldn't exactly take me back.
Well, we shall have to rectify that.
You actually know where my planet is?
Of course, we are the council. We know many things. So, we will go deliberate, and we will be back. And with that, he turns, and they all turn away and walk away.
With that many ancient dragons moving, would we have to roll like some kind of thing that we don't just
No.
fall over?
Everybody, acrobatics check. Go.
Yeah, it's like like if a
No,
whole
the
herd
earth
of
is not trembling. However, you it does quake a little bit. There's a little bit of you do feel it rumble a little bit. But they all walk down this passage, and you see them go into another room at the far back of the council chamber. You see all the other dragons talking amongst each other in hushed whispers up above, as they are debating between themselves what they think is going to happen. Kadra, he turns around and looks at you all. Well, that went better than expected.
What did you expect?
Well, I didn't know you were gonna do the brain thingy. That was great. I actually wasn't sure what to expect because usually you guys would be exiled immediately without any no deliberation, no nothing.
Where are they going to exile us to, though? We have nowhere to go. We are not from of this time.
That's true. However, they would kick you off planet. They would send you into the astral sea.
That's a place I'm very familiar with.
They would make sure you had a ship, but yeah, you wouldn't be allowed back.
Well, if we got another ship, could name it the Evergiven too.
Or the Evergiven, because the other one was never even a one. But
I mean, fair.
Be the Evergiven the
To be
prequel.
taken advantage of.
I don't think they're gonna kick us off planet.
Somebody gave me advantage.
What?
Thank you.
How dare.
Ethan.
No, somebody gave
Don't
me
give the DM
advantage.
Don't give the DM advantage. She's trying to kill us.
To be fair,
I
I was
know,
gonna
that's
give.
why my
I was
thank you
gonna.
was sarcastic.
The DM has advantage whenever she so chooses. She can just literally be like, I have advantage.
No, I don't give myself advantage.
She's
whenever
actually
I
pretty
choose.
fair when it comes to her roles.
I try to actually, if I do get advantage, then I will take it. If I
No, I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying is that you could.
Press this
Yeah,
advantage.
it's like
Give
you
them
play
no
by the rules
quarter.
because you choose to. You don't have to. You make up the rules. There, It's only breaking the rules if you say it is.
Lord Richter, who is going every player gets advantage on their next roll. That's not how that works. You get to give a player advantage. You get to choose who gets it though.
I mean, that seems fair that all the players get advantage on the next roll.
No, I'm only one person. So that means all of you only get one too.
I don't think that's how that works.
You took away the ability to choose. No. It was never individual persons. It was now they each have to get one. No,
That's right.
that
Fight,
is
fight
not
the
how that
power.
works. It is a
Fight the power.
1v1, and so you have to choose who will get your advantage. You
Fight
can't
the power.
choose every player. That's not how that works.
You should put one on there that's like 4 times the price of the individual, and it could be like the party gets.
I
Everybody
could
in the
do
party
that.
gets.
I actually could do one, and do it at like 4 or 5 times the. Actually, I would do it like 5 or 6 times the cost to give all players advantage.
Oh,
No,
you don't
no.
save any money.
Aw, Lord Richter says no player's his favorite, so he doesn't know how to choose.
Wait, what's his name?
They all does Lord Richter.
Well, it sounds like Victor. So
I mean, I'm the only
Okay,
King
Harambe.
Louis, King Louis, Lord. I mean, if you're gonna go with that way, King is King and Lord.
That's too
yeah,
funny.
but you don't know what you're king of. So
If anything, I'm the
Planet,
captain.
apparently.
Oh, that's too funny.
I mean,
I'm the captain.
technically, you haven't even earned your captain certification, not for like another 3,000 years.
Oh, that's true.
and the argument starts about who gets advantage.
They're all gonna
And
fight
this
for
is
it.
this is how the advantage war was started amongst the players.
Everybody roll something, and whoever gets the highest number.
I could just do rollies.
I'll say 1d4. There's 4 of us. Each give us a number.
And just have us each roll a d20, and whoever gets the highest roll,
Yes, but
Roll-
what if 2 of us get a 20?
then
you
you
re-roll
re-roll.
between the
You
2
keep-
people that rolled 20s.
And multiple.
This is what Kristen's always wanted: is everyone to fight over in who's getting advantage.
Well, I'm definitely not getting it, so
This is so good.
God.
Eh,
What am I rolling?
No, the
Just a
timer
D20.
is
I'm
not too
definitely not
long.
getting it.
You guys abused the fuck out of it last time, so I took it away.
That was kind of insane having
that
like
ain't happening.
multiple
We all
advantages on
rolled
each person.
5s. Well, I rolled a 4.
Did everybody roll 5s?
How
I
you
got a
just shrink?
4. Wait, did everyone?
Oh wait, okay. Yeah, here's how you roll it.
Holy shit! Well, no, I see. 2 5s.
6.
Nice.
Oh, you win with a 6. So it's gonna go to Louis
Best
with a whole roll of a 6. Good job, Louis.
At least he got the low roll out of the way.
I did
Yeah, that's
raise
true.
the price.
That's funny.
Well, don't abuse it, and I might lower them back down. But I'm trying to make it so that it's not abused. That you can give them to them on occasion, just not repeatedly, so that they have 15 rolls of advantage. D, E, F, U, and your mom, and your sister, and your job. So he played A, B, C, D, E, F, U. Oh, I love this song. Anyway. Okay, and we're back. So, they deliberate. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Anything you guys want to have a conversation while they are off deliberating. And I'm rolling a couple dice right now to see whether or not. Okay. 2.
I don't know why it just now popped into my head when you said the
3.
dragons were whispering amongst themselves. I was just trying to
4.
again wonder the logistics of 2 giant creatures
5.
whispering. Well, there's like 2. It's like you realize
6.
when you guys whisper it, it's not the same thing,
7.
right? But then I guess dragons have amazing hearing, so
8.
'cause it's
9.
like I just picture like if we're trying to whisper and like there's like a mouse in the corner,
10.
they hear everything because it's like we're being quiet for us,
11.
but we're giants compared to them.
Right.
And the last roll. Wow.
Turns out
How fucked are we?
they just brought back execution instead of exile.
So you all should be very, very happy that I rolled an orange dice.
You rolled the orange dice?
Yes, in your favor.
Okay. If it's in our favor, then that's fine. That's the only exception I will make with the orange dice.
Did it perform?
I have, okay, guys, just for context, I have bad history with her orange die, okay? Like 7 years of bad history with that orange dice.
Yes, it's many years of bad history.
She has abused me with that dice.
I've killed things with that dice.
You've killed a party with that die.
But luckily I rolled really, really well. So I did 12 rolls because there are 12 of them. And of all the rolls, only 2 of them rolled below a 10. You had a natural 20, you had 2 19s, 3 14s, and some other, but they were all higher numbers. Thanks, Sue. Have a good evening. Hal. About an hour goes by as you guys are sitting there waiting and chatting amongst yourselves and listening to some of the things. Some of the dragons are saying, you can hear some of them as they're whispering, because they are dragons and they don't whisper super quietly. To a dragon it's pretty quiet, but to you all, you can hear some of them because they're close enough. And you hear kind of split. Some of them are saying that you all should be kicked off. Some of them are saying you should be punished for and be sent to do something to rectify it. Some of them are saying just to let them go because it wasn't their fault. But the majority of what you're hearing from the majority of the people or of the dragons in here are telling them to exile you. That is what most of them are saying. Because they rolled really bad on the outside. Guys who rolled as an overall group. So the council comes back out as they all kind of lumber back out, and they all kind of sit, and they look around the room, and they kind of wait until everyone becomes silent again, as they're kind of like looking at everybody like, really, seriously, shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
And one or two whispers still come up, and then the middle dragon, probably the most ancient of all the dragons, kind of looks in the direction, and they immediately stop talking. And finally, everyone stops talking, and he says, "We have come to a conclusion. You all will fix your mistakes."
That's what we are trying to do.
You said he has the book of magic?
Yes.
"'Tis a very ancient book that we have tried to keep hidden for as long as I can remember. Hoar said he had hid it well. But apparently not well enough."
I mean, we did have to go to hell to get it.
Eh. We have an idea. If you all can perform a task, we would be willing to help further.
And what task is it you wish us to do?
There is a realm beyond ours, beyond all time and all space, that is outside of all God's purview. This place is called the Labyrinth. It was created by the first gods to punish some of their creations for becoming too powerful.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Can I roll to see if I remember this thing, so that way I can judge how much I'm having a feeling Lou would be kind of getting wide-eyed, like, wait.
I don't think it's ever been talked about before, but you can roll a history check
History, okay.
with disadvantage
Okay,
because
well,
it's even
I'm not,
outside of God's purviews.
okay. No, I guess I'm not trained. I was wondering religion, because I'm like, I'm trained in religion. I'm not trained.
This
in
isn't
history.
religious thing. This would be a history. But it's even outside of God's. Gods cannot intervene here because it is literally a prison that the first gods that wrote the book, the very first set of gods ever, They're the ones that. So I need to. You all need to roll again for rollies to see who gets the next advantage. Except for you, Louis, because you already have advantage.
I thought I was allowed up to 2
No.
advantages.
Natural 20.
Mhm.
I just wasted an well, not really wasted, but
You just used a natural 20.
Perfect.
All right, so that
I
one
win.
goes to Jade.
thank
Oh.
you.
So, but this is so he's talking about a place that is literally outside of the gods. Basically, created this, and they cannot interfere. It is basically a prison.
Is this not where Ledem was
Ledem said
taken?
that the
Oh.
place that we were at.
Oh, maybe. Oh, he did. He did. Well, he did say that where he was
a prison.
was a prison because he was put there to protect the library.
Well, and we did wander through a few hallways, and it was going quite obviously a labyrinth of some sort.
Well, but I don't know if it was in this show or in Reemergence where he talked a little bit about it.
No, he did mention a little bit because I remember you saying that, and I haven't seen any of the reemergence stuff.
Okay.
He did mention he did like make like an offhand comment about it.
Okay, so he did say a
like
tiny bit.
He had to go reset the traps or something like that, I think, or
Oh
something.
no, that was in the maze that is set up for the library to help protect the library.
Yeah.
But
he did mention
he
the
may
word
have
labyrinth, I do
sent that
remember
he
that.
may have said that he was from that's where he grew up in the labyrinth, in another plane, and that he is not susceptible of to things outside, unless he's in this universe. If he was there, he would be outside of anything happening in the universe. So we have met. You said the name, you know the name of Ledem.
Yes.
Ledem is a patron. Ledem was one of the first god's creations. As was Hoar.
That would explain why he's extremely powerful.
Hoar and he had escaped the prison a very long time ago, at the beginning of dawn for all of us, the beginning of our time. And Hoar had taken up the mantle of the god of vengeance and had imprisoned him. When he took the mantle, our universe came into being. If this Kaladim has the book, then he also will possess the knowledge to wipe out the universe and start anew. If he is to become a god. Based on your knowledge and your memories, I'm guessing he is going to want to take Hoar. Did I miss my mark?
I don't know about taking the place of Hoar, but yeah, that seems pretty familiar with the future that we know.
But you are from the future, which means he does not succeed.
I think
Yes.
something happened
Well, from
during
what
this.
what they remember, as he kind of points down at you, Dana, I believe he that you read somewhere, because I have your memories, that he failed, and I remember you remember something about a group that stopped him. I have a
I do recall.
feeling that I am in the presence of those that stopped him. Let's see if you can live up to that.
I'm laughing out of character. By the way, I am not laughing in character. I would never laugh in the face of a dragon when something like that is said.
So, in that case, you need to find Ladem.
Find Ladem.
Last I knew, he was going to help others and try to escape the labyrinth. All I know is what he has told us about it, and it is horror beyond horror.
Did you say help them find? Did he say help find Ladem?
Go find Ladem.
Okay. Okay. I'm taking notes, so like.
And that the last that he knew of Ladem is he was going back to the labyrinth to help help survivors get out. The labyrinth was meant to hold god adjacents. So if you are who the book talks about, then you are to find Ladem.
Where should we start looking? Do you know?
I do. It is a place no one goes. And he reaches down and pulls a scroll up and hands it to you as he steps over again. He hands it
To
to
me
you
or
to actually he would hand it to Louis, because Louis is the king, the prince. He hands it to Louis.
I'll take the scroll, and then I'll kind of hand it to Dana since she's the scroll person.
He steps back and sits back down. Find him and bring him to us, so we may discuss what the next steps will be. He knows
Very well.
more about the book than anyone.
Press this advantage.
All
Give
right.
them no quarter.
I need the last two of you to roll or do rollies, because we got another advantage. Um,
Rollies.
rollies.
Go.
What'd you get?
Good job, Victor.
Yeah.
Victor.
Good
Victor gets it
game.
this time.
Yeah.
That will help in getting to the place that we will not go.
We'll do our
And
best.
he then looks at all of you and says, on the way out, Kaladim, or I'm sorry, Kadra. Yeah, it's like totally screw up names. On the way out, he says, on the way out, Kadra, stop by the smithy. He will help you. And Kadra kind of gives the older red dragon a quizzical look. And kind of sits up for a moment as a bunny runs through the chamber. As he kind of sits up as a bunny goes right under his feet. And he says, I'm to go with them? And he nods. Oh. And the great older dragon, the ancient red dragon, kind of looks down at his son and says, you can get them past the gate, but you go no further. He kind of nods and he says, this council is over. Good luck.
Thank you, your esteemed council. And I turn around after giving them a bow. Turn around, I grab my shield and my mace off the ground, and I hand Dana her dagger, and I walk out the doors.
I'll bow and then turn to head out after him too.
As you turn to bow, one more thing. Just for you, Prince Louis. If you will, follow me. Everyone else may go.
I will follow the dragon.
He turns around and begins walking with the rest of the council back to where they were. Okay, pizza's here. Gotta lurk for eat for dinner. All right, thank you, Brian, Lord Victor. Thank you. Yay! Have fun eating your pizza.
Pizza sounds good.
Yeah, it does actually. And as he walks back to this large great room where he walks in, he waits for you to pass by and closes the door. So, young prince, you do not know where you're from.
I do not.
Well, as I said, I will help you with that. And he turns into and as he begins to shrink, he all of a sudden gets smaller and smaller and turns into a very, very, very older human male. And he taps on the ground with a staff, and you watch up above as stars begin to fill the room. And as the stars begin to fill the room, he points to a star. Here.
do I?
So in
I
all of your travels, you've never been to this part of the astral sea.
Okay.
It's outside of the main lines, and you've only traveled the main routes on the astral sea, and
Okay.
it's pretty far off any beaten path. And
Okay. But
he says, "You're from here."
if I can see where it is, do I see where the Rock of Brawl is?
Make a perception check with advantage because you know where the Braca Brawl is in relation to some of the other places.
Ooh, bad roll on both of them.
What's your low roll, or what your high roll?
I think I think it was an 8. I think I got like a 7 and an 8.
You do have advantage.
I'm trying to. They like went away, and I'm trying to figure out how to pull the back up the log of them.
On the top part of the screen where it says the campaign, there's like this little cube thing there should be like a dot on it. It's the game log. You can pull it up in there.
Oh, okay, yeah, there it is. Go all the way to the bottom.
I
Huh,
got my
only one went
familiar.
through. Okay, hold on, let me roll the second.
Yeah, only one of them actually showed up.
I must have clicked it too quickly. 15.
15.
Okay.
So 7 and a 15. You do have advantage if you would like to roll one more time. If you want to use your advantage roll, or if you think that's high enough.
I think that'd be
Okay.
high enough, possibly, or hopefully. Yeah.
Okay. So as you're looking at the map, you have a vague idea where the Rock of Brawl is. It's actually not in the star thing because it's actually just a huge asteroid. So it's not actually on the star map. But you do see the closest star that you believe is the Rock of Brawl star.
Okay. And I'm like, how did I'm guessing they're very far apart.
They are a long ways apart.
I'm like, well, then I wonder how I ended up here, and I point over to where the other star is, as a baby, in supplies.
I do not know, as this has not happened yet.
I guess I'll try to commit to memory as best I can where he pointed to, or I guess can I like would you have
Roll a I will let you do a history check with advantage to remember, so that you have a pretty good idea of where within a vicinity. You'll know maybe which solar system it's at.
Here's the first roll. Yeah, I'm pretty confident with those two, or with the
Okay.
top one was a 18.
You have a pretty good idea of where it is. And you think you have it dedicated to memory. And as soon as you kind of look and you as he thinks you have it, the stars disappear. Good luck, young prince. I hope one day you do find your home. Until that day, I hope you can save ours.
I will bow my head to him and thank him, and I will try my very best and I will try my very best to make sure my captain does not jeopardize it again, too. Sorry about that.
Your captain seems to have a temper of sorts.
Only recently, but she did learn a lot about herself recently, too. So.
I did see that in memories. I would keep an eye on that one.
Most definitely. I will do my absolute best. I'll bow again, and then
As you watch these huge doors that the dragon closed, He walks up, and this frail old man touches the door, and it easily slides open.
Louis gonna go over to the door and kind of push it himself just to see
As
if
you
he
go
can
and you
open it.
push, you're pushing with all your might, and you can't even budge the door.
Magic is a funny thing.
Yes, yes, it is.
And then
Good
I'll-
luck. As you walk out, the door closes behind you.
Okay. Now we'll head back out to the rest of the group.
Okay. When you as you all get out, and while he's doing the other thing,
Yeah.
you all step out of the cave area, and Kadra's with you, and as you guys are walking, he begins to shrink back down to human form, and he's kind of looking at you all like he doesn't know what to say.
What's the
I
matter,
look over
Kadra?
at Dana, and Dana, what was that scroll that Louis handed you?
Oh yeah, I was reading it. What does
You,
it say?
as you're walking along, you open up the scroll case, and it is a map. Or you open up the scroll, and it is a map. And it is to the very north, the most north you can go in the world. So it's literally the North Pole. And you see a large, at the very North Pole, at the very top, you do see what appears to be it shows an entrance of something into some sort of cave or some sort of complex.
Looks like a map. We're going north.
North. That sounds cold. Audra, do you know
Button up.
anything of this area?
He kind of looks over and glances at it while he's walking along with you all. I don't, because we don't go there.
Interesting. Where's this gate that the I'm going to assume the leader of the council spoke of?
Well, all I know is there is there's an ancient gate. It's called the Death Gate. And it's in the center of our planet.
Interesting. So I'm assuming this map shows us where we
How
need to go to get into that area.
this tells us how to get to the underground. And we do not go there because it is a place of evil.
Good to know.
What do you mean by a place of evil? Like,
So, as in everywhere in the universe, there has to be balance. What do you see around you?
Well, up until yesterday, it was quite peaceful here.
All good. What happens when there's all good in the universe, in a place? Balance must be balanced. All things must be equal. Hence why
So
we don't
this
go there.
so this underground area is the place of evil.
Yes.
And no one's been there, so we don't know exactly what to expect.
No one goes there. They don't come here, we don't go there.
Then well, since we're technically outsiders, that rule doesn't apply to us.
That would be the case. But
Well,
my
we will do
father has asked me to accompany you.
well, you are welcome to join us for as long as you're allotted. I do not want you breaking rules in favor of us, however.
Mhm.
He looks like he is unsure and he seems to he's super. So if you had super anxiety and you had never done anything bad in your life, and you are sent on an impossible mission, and he it seems like he's super anxious. Is really what it seems like, because he's never done anything like this before, and his dad just gave him a huge undertaking. And he seems to be like almost not too sure what he's going to do with himself.
Pat him on the shoulder and be like, well, how
As
tall is he?
you catch up to them,
Yeah.
you
Well,
you walk into the you walk in as just as right as about now anyway.
Oh, okay, okay, never mind then. I was just saying, I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and tell him it'll be okay. Was like, wait, no, never mind.
No, you were still catching up to them.
Okay.
I look over at Kadra. Is something on your mind?
This is a lot. How am I gonna help you? You seem to know how to fight. You know what you're doing.
Hmm.
Honestly,
I don't.
we don't. That's the thing. We don't know what we're doing.
I
We just follow what we feel is right. We follow what's in our hearts. We follow what's guiding us, whether it's our moral beliefs or our religion or what have you. We just follow that.
yeah, I understand that, but you actually know how to defend yourselves? I saw you fight.
I'm sure you're more capable than you give yourself credit for.
You have the one thing that we don't have. You have a massive size in your true form. Most things in the world would see that and be scared shitless. Where we're from, your kind are feared.
But I don't want anybody to fear me.
Feared and revered by some. Not all fear, but quite a lot.
He's a red, right?
He is a red.
Okay. Um I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember my dragons off the top of my head, and I'm failing.
What do you need help with?
Um, the type of temperament that red dragons are, like if they're
They're usually
if
very aggressive. They are all about their horde. And they are usually the one dragon you probably don't want to piss off the most, because
okay.
they are the most powerful of most of the other dragons.
So I walk up to Ladem and I look him in the eye because he's still in human form. I'm assuming.
Yes.
In our time, and I just kind of gesture at my compatriots. In our time, your species of dragon in particular are very aggressive, are very, for a lack of better wording, very selfish when it comes to belongings. And you are one of the most feared creatures in all of the astral sea. Whether you believe it or not, I believe it's within you that you have the ability to do what we can and more.
But I saw you go into fights and didn't even blink. When
That
those
doesn't mean we
demons
weren't
came, you literally stood toe to toe with that big demon.
because here's the thing, Audra, here's the thing. Just because we fight doesn't mean we're not scared.
We probably would have died then. And
I was scared as soon as they ripped my comrade in half.
I...
But sometimes when you're fighting for what you believe in, you ignore that fear and you charge forward. Someday something will happen that will make you want to fight. And when you do fight, you will forget all fear. Well, not forget it, but you will ignore it. You will fight anyways, because it's what you have to do. And when that time comes, it's not a matter of knowing how, because it'll just come to you. You have a massive size, and when you're in your form, you have a massive jaw and you have claws and you probably breathe fire and all types of dragon-like things. You could easily overtake anything that comes your way.
Oh, we are here. And he points to a place that it looks as though this is an armorer of some sort, who makes weapons, or armors of types. And well, usually they make other things, but you notice that they have retooled some of their things, their forges, and are making weapons.
I'm assuming I'm still at helping the monks, right? Because I have not heard
You
anyone be coming
currently
back yet.
are.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't losing it.
As he like looks at some of the things, and it looks like the dragons, some of the ancient dragons know what fighting is, because they were around before all of the fighting stopped, and where they relegated what would be evil to the northish, um or kick it off planet altogether, which is usually what they do, because they just don't want you here, and they just kick it off the planet because they don't want to make the evil any bigger.
Fair enough.
And so you notice that that these people do not, the people that are making these weapons do not appear to be from this world.
Are they dwarves?
There are some dwarves, but there were already dwarves in this world.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they but it looks like they, since yesterday, have called for people from off world to be teleported here and work on weapons.
Are there GIF?
Huh?
Are there GIF?
There are some Gith.
Cool.
But it looks like they have been teleported people from around the astral sea, and they are making weapons from the astral sea. And Kadra's like, so we are supposed to talk to someone here about something. As you all walk into this large room, and you notice that that there are dozens of crossbows lined up on the walls, and bows, and one of the dwarves, "Hey, what you doing?"
I turn to the dwarf and I proclaim rather uh kind of confidently, but not like arrogantly. We were sent here by the council for some reason, I guess to
Oh,
rearm ourselves.
oh, yes, I has this right stuff, Gloria. Hold on. And he walks into the back, and he says, "Come on, follow me." You all walk into a small room, and in the room, you find a plethora of weaponry. And he says, "From this one, you can take anything. Go ahead." And you may all take a +1 weapon of your choice, except for Victor, because he didn't come along.
Yeah,
What what
maybe
what
a bad idea.
what weapon would Victor like? For all of you that know Victor, what weapon would you like to grab for Victor?
I was gonna say when I go over to look at their quarter staffs, I
I
was gonna
mean,
grab
I
an
know
extra
which.
one.
I can give
You
you.
don't get any
Ah,
input in this. You don't get
damn
to
it!
tell them
Yeah,
what you want.
All
They
right.
get to pick something for you, knowing your character.
yeah. Uh,
I look
uh,
over at Dana. Dana, do you remember what weapon and Victor usually uses when we're in combat?
I think he had a sword or something. I'm not really that familiar with weaponry.
Louis, do you know?
I'm pretty sure he uses a staff like I do.
Can we do a history check to see if we remember?
Roll a history check.
I mean, we haven't been in combat before or anything.
I mean, you have.
Oh, damn, Dana.
I think I remember.
Me and Louis
All right.
kind of vaguely remember.
So you remember that he did have a crossbow on him, and you remember that he also had a quarterstaff on him.
I think it might benefit him to get him a crossbow.
Yeah, I
A
think he
light
uses
crossbow.
that more. I'll grab one of those. I don't really need something anyway.
There is, so they as you say that, the dwarf's like, "Why? Would you not like our weapons?"
Well, no, they look lovely. I'm not as much of a weapon wielder. I have
Oh,
this dagger and sort of reach through my robe and unsheath my hidden dagger. I could maybe use an upgrade here.
Would they have? I really don't want a weapon per se,
He-
but
he reaches behind him on a shelf and pulls out what appears to be a wand. It's a wand of the
Oh.
War Mage +1.
Oh. That's a much nicer dagger.
I'm gonna look.
So for me,
Good.
I'm looking for a better shield because I'm also not much of a weapon user.
Oh, you want weapons? Or you want a shield? And he pulls out a shield with a bunch of spikes on the front.
Ooh,
Weapon and shield.
I mean that's kind of the best of both worlds.
So you can add a spiked shield that's +1 to your inventory.
I'm gonna
Nice.
look over at the dwarf and ask him in dwarvish. I'm like, what about someone whose weapons are their hands?
He says, reaches into another bin and pulls out bracers of defense.
I'm just gonna put it as a +1 shield because they don't have a spiked
Yeah,
shield.
it's a +1 shield. You can also modify it, just say it's a spiked shield, but it's
Yeah.
but you have bracers of defense.
I'll put him on, and I'll grab one of the quarterstaffs and I'll take this for Victor.
Kadra looks around and he walks over to his staff.
Wait, quick question.
Yes.
What am I getting?
You're getting a quarterstaff.
Okay.
Or are you getting a quarterstaff or are you getting a crossbow?
I was gonna grab a crossbow.
I leave it up to the group.
Well, it sounded almost like we each get to bring back.
No,
one.
no, no. You get to bring back one or the other. He's not letting
Well, I
you
mean-
take both.
A crossbow's kind of small. You kind of hide it underneath stuff.
No, you're not getting away with getting two things.
I like to think that me and Louie are arguing what
Oh!
would be more important.
You also need to get something for Mango.
Right.
Oh crap! We don't. What does Mango?
I mean,
Mango's
What
like
does
me.
Mango use?
Mango
That
never
is a
Mango
good
uses a
question.
weapon.
Actually, well,
We've never
technically-
seen Mango fight.
Well, not just that, but Mango's technically not involved in this. Actually, Mango has to choose to go with us. She wasn't ordered to because she wasn't part of the
Oh.
group.
She doesn't need one. She already has her +1 weapon. So
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that I was saying that she would have to willingly go with us, right? Because she wasn't sentenced to go with us because she wasn't.
no,
part
she
of
wasn't.
it?
going-
She wasn't sentenced.
Okay.
go
We're
with
going to
you.
still bring her with. Like
Well, of course. But I
when
mean,
when the time comes, like because I expect Beanie to be back next week. So yeah, I think Mango
Yeah.
would definitely be coming with us.
yeah, but that's
And
kind of metagaming right now.
either next week or the week after, we will have another new player joining the group. Woo! Freya. Freya gets to join the group. She hasn't made her character yet, so we'll see what happens.
Louie, I'm telling you. we
I was
don't
actually going to
need-
ask you about that later.
Okay.
He doesn't need a quarterstaff. If we get him a better crossbow, he'll be more effective at range, like me.
Name one time he has shot a crossbow.
I've seen
I
him
feel
use a
like
crossbow
I've seen him use a
crossbow
crossbow
plenty of
before.
times.
I have only ever seen him hit stuff with the staff. One
Well,
fight.
maybe it's
Name
because
a
he doesn't
fight.
have a nice crossbow.
I think he would appreciate a crossbow more than he would appreciate a staff. I think you're kind of biased.
Hey, Louis.
Appreciates this argument.
All right. Hey, Victor. What would you prefer?
Ooh, that's well.
'Cause- Well,
I
then
probably would use the quarterstaff more because I do have distance cantrips that I
yeah,
use.
that's what I was just about to be like. He uses Eldritch Blast. When is he ever going to shoot a crossbow?
He,
That's what I'm saying. Is name a
that's
time
what
he
he does
shot a
most of the
crossbow.
time.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, name once.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
why
trying to
I
remember
didn't-
like what he does most
While
of the
they're
time.
arguing, I walk over. I'm like, maybe he would like this rapier.
And I just get a sense like, don't do it, Captain.
I'm going to look
Wait,
over
no,
and be
there's
like, no,
there's a short sword right here. He would definitely like a short sword.
when you reach for the rapier, and I'm like, that's just classist of you. Just because he's a warlock doesn't mean he's automatically going to like a rapier.
I feel like I might have to smack them when I come back.
Well,
Oh, geez. That was an adventure in and of itself.
That was
Let's settle on-
awesome.
Let's settle on the staff. He has other ranged options. Fine.
Dana seems upset about this.
I want more
She's
people
like
to
the
stand
only
next to me
ranged
in
player we
combat.
have.
I mean, that's
Well,
true.
I do know what class Freya is going to play when she decides to show up. So I already know what class she wants to play. So you will have
Nice.
more ranged coming
Okay.
because she wants to play a ranger. So
Okay. I mean,
Nice.
But which
Louis-
color ranger? Red, green, black, blue?
Jesus Christ, Harambe.
The pink one,
I mean,
maybe.
if you're going
I
with
don't
that
know.
way, there's a lot more than that. I think there's like 12
Yeah.
different colored rangers throughout all of the different ones now, not including
Yeah.
the special ones too.
oh no, you
Oh, that's
said
true.
ranger.
Is it like the original, the dinosaur ones,
There's the gold
police
guy.
force ones? What are we
We're
talking
getting
here?
sidetracked.
Is she,
There's
is,
like
is,
the
is she going to be an
common
army
ones.
ranger?
Oh, maybe. She's gonna bring a bazooka with her.
Oh my god, you guys are horrible. Anyway, back to
Boom!
the
Goodbye.
I can
All right,
already
well, if
picture
you
how
all
it's
are
going
done,
down.
y'all can get hell on my my smithy.
Wow.
As I walk out, I take my old shield off my back and I place it on one of the counters. I'm like, here, you can give this to somebody who'll get more use out of this.
And you see as Kadra's walking out, he walks out with a staff. And the dwarf didn't. He just grabbed a staff and it was on one of the higher shelves, and he just kind of reached up and grabbed it and walked out with it.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, it's normally the best way to choose a weapon. Whatever feels right for you.
So Kadra doesn't even know what he got.
Oh, Kadra, I know what Kadra got.
But does Kadra know what he got?
Kadra knows what he got. Because as soon as he grabbed it, he knew what it was.
Could I use identify to figure out what he got?
If you identify it.
I'm going to identify it. I'll
You
burn a spell for
identify it
that.
as
You
a
have-
thing.
you
You
have
could, you could
identified?
try asking him first before you burn a spell slot. Just saying.
No, that's not fun. Just
I
waste the
mean-
magic. Do it.
It's not like we're gonna actually before I do that, I will look at Kadra. I'm like, so what do you got there?
A very
Didn't seem to talk to the Smithies about it.
a very unique staff. It called my name.
Oh,
So I
do you know
thought
what
I'd
it
pick it
does?
up.
So Kadra got the staff of name calling.
Yes, it calls
Do
you.
you
It calls your names. That's all it
Do
does.
you actually I can ritual cast identify.
You could take 10 minutes and stop and cast the spell if you wanted to.
It actually takes 1 minute.
Oh,
Not to ritual
Oh,
cast
not
it.
to ritual cast them. Ritual cast is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
Unless you're a
actually an
ritual
additional
caster,
10
right?
minutes, so it's
Yes.
actually 11 minutes to cast
Yeah.
identify as
Then
a
I'll just
ritual.
regularly cast it for a minute.
Still got to get him to hold still for it, though, don't you? Or can you cast it while moving?
I can cast it while moving.
Oh, okay.
You could probably you could cast
I'm
it while you're
just throwing this out there.
It's only
Some people don't like having spells cast on them. You know, they just,
I'm not casting the spell on him. I'm casting the spell on the object.
Louis, hold him down.
I didn't cast Detect Thoughts on Caladim, I just cast it on myself.
well,
I cast identify on the staff.
moving. Okay. It is the name of it's a dragon staff of Eglarion. And oh, actually no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. No, we'll do it the other one. I like this one better. No, so I was gonna give him that one, but I was like, oh yeah, that one only works in Faerun. This is a hither tither staff.
Their tether staff.
Jesus Christ, I
Oh,
can't
okay.
spell.
And what does the staff do?
It Heathers and
Um,
Pithers.
Hithers and Tithers. It literally does what it says.
Oh,
Have you seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
no.
Which one?
Is it the one with? Is it the portal staff thing?
It's a portal staff. Hither,
Oh.
Tither.
Ah,
So,
So
as
it's
an
like-
action, you can spend one charge from the staff to create 2 linked teleportation portals, one appearing on a flat surface of your choice that you can see within 1,500 feet of yourself. Alternately, you can expend one charge as an action to relocate one or both portals subject to the same limitation. The surface on which the portal appears must be big enough to accommodate it. Each portal has a 2-dimensional glowing oval ring, and together they can create an open doorway up to 6 feet high and 4 feet wide. Any creature or object entering one portal exit from the other portal as if the 2 portals were one single opening that connected locations.
So what you're saying is it's a portal gun in staff
It
form.
literally is a portal
Yes.
gun in staff form.
So basically, don't shoot it up and down.
But it only
'cause
has
you're gonna fall forever.
4 charges 4 charges per day, and it only gets 4 charges in a day, and it automatically resets at the end of a day. The portal can appear on a moving surface, but the effect ends when the 2 portals move more than 1 mile apart. As a bonus action, while holding the staff, you can choose both portals, ending the effect, or suppress one portal, causing it to disappear while you relocate it, during which time the remaining portal can't be used. The portals otherwise last for 24 hours.
Okay, 24 hours.
So does Kadra know that this is what the staff does?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't have to relay this. So I look over at him and I'm like, that's actually quite a unique staff you got there.
Yes, it spoke to me.
Well, it definitely will come in handy in our travels to come.
Just don't make it to a always falling portal situation.
I thought that was a funny thing, so I was like, yeah, I'll pick that one. I like that one. That one's a hither tither staff. I like the idea.
I mean, who doesn't want to fall for 30 minutes?
We're working with portal physics.
30.
30 minutes,
mean, I
it's
get
24
24
It's a
hours.
Marvel reference.
Oh.
I
Oh,
can
yeah.
tell. I was gonna say
Oh,
I can
yeah.
tell you Loki doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've been falling
I
for
have
30
been
minutes.
falling for 30 minutes.
I mean, that, at that point in time, considering what's happened to him already, 30 minutes shouldn't have been anything. How long do you think he was falling after he fell off of, Midgard that first time?
That's true. But he was not happy.
Okay,
Definitely not 30 minutes.
so you all head back back to the monastery where currently you watch as you walk in. You notice that that your friend Victor is over there nailing some wood back together as he's pounding on some nails, hammering and putting some boards back up his walls.
Monk break their hand while training. No.
No,
I kind
Ah,
of
they haven't trained yet.
damn. That'd been funny.
wave Victor over away from the rest of the crowd.
Okay. And then I kind of get down and walk over. I kind of look at their gear and I'm like, you got some shiny stuff there.
Yeah, we brought you a present. You're gonna need it because you're not gonna like this.
Just hit me with the bad news.
Um,
What did Dana do this time?
We're going to the bad place on this planet. So that means
We're
going far
going.
to the
We
north.
are apparently. We've been given a task by the council. Well, multiple tasks, but the primary one we are to work on is to travel to the underworld, apparently, to seek Ledem.
I kind of just have a puzzled look at my face. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they want Ledem. and they want us to bring Ledem back to the council. It's
Well,
either that or be exiled off world for my actions when we were in hell, but we're not going to talk about that.
actually, let's talk about that, Captain.
No, let's not talk about that, okay?
I mean, I think we've ripped on Dana enough. We might as well rip on you a little bit.
No, we're not talking about my actions in hell.
You mean the turning and being like, "I hate you," blah. That was very lovely.
I mean, what do you expect? She put me through 20 years of fucking torment.
That's true. All right. Well, this should be an adventure.
I mean, it is what we do. And also, Kadra here, and I gesture towards Kadra, will be joining us up to a point.
Well,
And I think we should go get our little avian friend from the inn if she is still asleep, which
The
I
eternal
imagine
s-
she is.
the
Oh,
eternal
right.
slumber.
She was. I totally forgot. I was gonna go wake her up again.
I'm gonna look
I
at
hope she's still
Kadravik.
there.
Well, welcome to the group.
Thank you. I'm. This will
You're
be
gonna love
very new for me.
We'll have a tea party at noon. It's gonna be great.
You have tea parties at noon?
And I'm just saying, it's back in my head. I was like, oh, he's gonna be so easy to fuck with.
We're not gonna fuck with him.
Did
I'm
you,
gonna-
He's young.
your
mean-
friend that died yesterday, did you still want to perform a ceremony for her?
Yes, we did.
We should before we leave.
Where would you like to have her remains?
Is
Hey,
there a
Shazam.
cliff? Is there like a cliff or some kind of structure that overlooks the ocean?
I mean,
I want to try. We've seen it quite a few times. I want to try to describe to him the island chain where her family was from, or we were trying to get to, which is supposed to be a part of this planet that got blown apart. See if you might know that, you know, that island chain at all. I think it's possible
Actually,
there.
while he's describing that, I pulled a locket out from underneath my shirt and I open it to the picture that's inside.
he looks at the picture again because I believe you guys have showed it to him once.
Hmm.
I believe so. Yeah.
But I'm gonna point at it and I'm like, this is where I have in mind that I want her to be buried.
May I?
And I take it off from around my neck and I hand it to him.
As he's looking, I'm gonna kind of look at Cat and be like, said you had a gift for me?
Which one of us has it, actually, I guess.
I figured
think
Louis would be holding on to it because he was the one fighting
Most
for.
likely.
Yeah,
Fighting
that's
for the one to have a quarterstaff, yeah.
Yeah, I had a crossbow and then I put it away before we left.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a great fight.
Yeah,
I
I pull out my old
sh-
quarterstaff. Here you go.
I
Oh,
shall
thanks.
be back. Give me a short bit and I can maybe help you.
Okay.
Maybe, hopefully. And he steps out and into the street and turns into his dragon form and flies away.
As he flies away, I'm like, that never gets old.
Um, you can mark down on your character sheet that you have a quarterstaff +1.
Yeah. How do I do that?
So go to add it to your inventory and go to manage
Yeah.
inventory, and then
Yeah.
click on the button that says magical and and weapons, and type in
Okay.
quarterstaff, and then you can find quarterstaff +1, and then go to add to inventory, and then you
Oh,
want to
I see.
equip it.
Yeah, and then
And
since we have time and I will need to, I will spend until I have to attune with my bracers in order for them to work.
Yep, somebody else must attune to a wand.
Do I? It doesn't say attunement.
Yeah, it does. Go to
Oh yeah,
attunement.
requires attunement by a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
much-
equipped
walk
it, and I'm like, hey, my armor didn't go up.
You didn't?
My question is, how much damage would the spikes do if I were to hit somebody with them?
1d4.
1d4?
I'm gonna kind of walk over to one of the monks and hand him my own staff and be like, "Here you go. This might help you."
So your armor class didn't go up, Louis?
Well, it's because that's what made me look, and then I saw the attune button. I have to actually
Oh,
make it
you
happen.
did. Okay, I was
That's
like,
why I
it
said I
should have
have to go and
increased your.
attune.
Yes, you must attune
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, okay.
So
I like that it didn't automatically give it to
So
me
you
too.
two sit and commune with your items for 30 minutes while you attune, and about that time, as you finish attuning, and you get the abilities of the thing that you were attuning to, you see a large red dragon fly down and take human form again, and hands this back. I
take it
know
and put it back around
where
my
we
neck.
need to go.
Is it nearby? I don't want to derail from
It
our
is
course
not
too much.
It is in an island chain called Ishgard.
Same name. Okay. So
Um,
I've heard of a spell that can suspend her body, so that way it we can bury her when we get back. Then would you be able to do that? We found an old man who could, but he couldn't figure out how to actually do, and he wasted all of his spells.
an old man?
Let's just say he
Very, very
he didn't.
absent-minded.
He kind of had a mind that went every direction at once.
I mean, he did seem like he probably would. I mean, his name was Banfiz.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I do not know of a Banfiz in the city.
Well, I mean, when everything was happening, wizards and were called from all over the world. Maybe he came in from another city.
Well, no, you actually went to his tower. Someone directed you to go to his tower and ask him, if you recall.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was
And it's
Okay,
just
yeah.
down the street, at the
Okay,
end of the street. But as you look, there's no tower there. You guys
Huh.
never even bothered to. You guys weren't even paying attention. There is not a tower there. There is actually a huge park.
Huh. Wizard must have moved his tower.
I'm gonna look at Lou and be like, "I told you he was crazy."
He's a wizard.
But there's
Fair enough.
definitely not a tower.
What is
Yep.
that supposed to mean?
Exactly what I said.
Wizards are just crazy.
Slightly.
Eventually, it seems like it.
I mean,
I may be losing my mind slightly.
we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a wizard just randomly jumping into a hole in the middle of the astral sea.
Oh, shots fired!
Well,
And then
you know what?
they post
You
up and,
find the source of your obsession, and sometimes you just got to go for it.
And then
As
they
as
also,
they-
if she wanted to fire back, she could just say, maybe somebody didn't open their mouth on the way out of a demon's cave.
Yeah,
And then they
well,
both
we
post
wouldn't have
up.
been there to begin with if someone didn't jump through a portal in the middle of the astral sea.
They both post up
True.
and Dana, ready to fight. Zerai, ready to fight. Round 1, go.
I don't know. At this point, all I'm saying, so it seems more like Victor. Maybe we should go and find. Females of our group seem to be getting getting us into a lot of trouble, or dying.
Mez! Hi, Mez!
Hi, Maz. I agree. Maybe we should just back off a little bit and let them figure things out. We'll give you guys 10 minutes and then we'll come back.
We're good.
Like those anime spark eyes, where we just have little lightning bolt lasers.
She's literally shooting daggers at the captain right now.
Just look at Louis. Women.
So Kadra is you guys are all like talking about all this stuff, and he's like, "Do I need to be somewhere else?"
No, you're fine, Kadra. You're fine.
You're just fine, Kadra.
We do this a
Don't
lot.
go
We
anywhere.
like to banter.
Okay.
Pretty soon you'll join in the band too. It'll be great.
Sure.
It's all in good fun. There is no harm meant.
He's
Everyone
not
hears
amused.
crazy wizard guys once, and now it's just a thing that wizards are crazy.
I mean, if you would have seen the one we met, you might kind of be on the same
I mean,
boat as us.
and most of the stories I've heard, they're quite older wizards. They get pretty out there. When you learn all those crazy things, it's got to do something to you.
I mean, the nature of arcane is very powerful and
Mm.
surely is taxing on the mind. But that doesn't mean we're all insane.
No, I
Yeah.
said crazy, not insane. There's a difference.
I mean,
And I said yet.
the thing is like with everything that we've been through, wouldn't go a little bit crazy.
As a spellcaster myself, I'm not crazy.
Don't worry, you just haven't got there yet.
You're
Let me
also
tell
a
you-
creature of magic versus a wizard's. They learn everything.
Are you saying my mind is too fragile for the weight of the arcane?
No, we would never say that.
I mean,
Good, because I'll be
As-
listening for when you do.
I'm just gonna kind of turn around and start walking away and whistling, just like, no, that would never happen.
Again, Dana is like incapable of picking up on sarcasm.
Uh,
Anyways, back to the task at hand. How in what direction is Ishgard, Caldra?
It is far to the it's actually both directions because it's around world. It is literally about the same distance, either west or east.
So it's like right across it's like right across like on the opposite side of the world.
Pretty much, yeah.
That would be a serious derailment for our current quest.
I can possibly get you there a little bit faster. If I ask.
I don't want to.
We do have. He points to where the huge globe what used to be. Because I am one of the dragons, and my father is the High Council members, or the High Council member, would be allowed to use any working portal.
Let's go see if the portals are still active and go from there.
We can
If
do
it's on
that.
the opposite side of the world, then it shouldn't take us much longer starting from Ishgard than it would starting here to head north.
We should probably grab some shovels.
You said you have another party member?
Yes,
do.
she is at the inn.
So you probably want to come back after you do this and then leave
Yes.
from here.
Yes.
Because she is
Right.
not available at the moment. So she is sleeping. Literally, figuratively, and in all cases.
Drag her
Um,
sleeping body through a portal.
You could.
We didn't ask you if you want to come on this quest with us, but
You're coming anyway. Woohoo! So you guys walk towards the huge where the portals are usually held, and as you get to the portal thing, one of the members that you had actually taught that you'd seen before that was prepping the portals when you guys had first gone to hell, comes up, and Kadra kind of steps ahead of you all and talks to him for a moment, and he points to one of the other platforms in the center, and Kadra kind of waves you all over to the other platform. As you all get there, there is a wizard. He's drawing the last of a symbol. Ishgard, correct? And you are going to Parnet, I believe is what he said. And yes, I believe is the land. Hold on, let me double check. I believe it's Parnet. Let me double check. I have notes everywhere, so hold on, give me a second. View campaign.
Yeah. Also, before we go through the teleporter, somebody grabbed Elodia, right?
Oh no. Yeah, you guys grab her body, and Kadra casts respite on her body. No, it's I'm sorry, to the island of Salban, and to the city of city of Salbar is the closest city. And it is on the coast. And as you all grab hands and disappear, you come out into a very familiar port city on a beach. You've been here before. Right before the battle. This is where you came out.
Battle of Ages.
As you arrive on the flying platform, because there's no receiving here. There's just the one, and there doesn't seem to be anyone else around, and there are no flying machines. All of the ships, there doesn't appear to be anyone. It seems like everyone's boarded and everyone has gone to Talia to help and repair. Like they've literally abandoned cities to help in repairs.
We're going to be able to get a return trip, right?
I can make sure that we do.
Lost here forever.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck here.
I
I look around and I realize it's an island, and I'm like, we don't have any way to travel north from here.
No, yeah, it is, but it is a large island. I mean, it's actually the largest island in the island chain. And you also know, based on where you are, that if you were to travel about 60 miles south, is where you originally came out, and where the library is, and you had originally met Kaladin. About 60 miles south of here.
Okay.
So, where did you want to perform the ceremony?
I look around for the familiar landscape of the cliff.
Yeah, you easily find the same beach that you guys had gone to before, and the cliff face.
So I kind of point up towards the top of the cliff. I'm like, if we can, up there.
You guys easily walk out there, and you're standing, and eventually you guys get to the top of the cliff after about a 20 or 30-minute hike.
Once we get there, I pull out one of the shovels that I grabbed for the trip, and I start digging a hole.
I'll also pull out my shovel and start digging.
Yeah,
I
I'll
will
help
as well.
too.
Kadra reaches down, touches the soil. He's like, is going to cantrip mold earth and start making a hole.
Nice, nice.
It's a little bit faster.
Just a little bit.
It's a group effort.
I mean, we're going for absolute fastest. And you turned into your full-size self. I'm pretty sure just like one little scoop, and I think we'd be done.
Yes, but I don't want to accidentally step on one of you.
I mean, that's fair. I don't feel like getting crushed today.
Fair enough.
Right.
Moments later, I mean, it only takes you a couple moments to have a large enough, a large enough hole for her.
So after we're done digging, I'm gonna throw the shovel up over the edge, and I'm gonna start gesturing, like, start sending her down so I can lay her peacefully.
And hand the body down to you.
Louis would try to help, but he's kind of small, so it'd probably be better if he just stood off to the side.
And Kadra's standing
Louis-
Kadra is standing back because this is not part of, he was not privy to her, so he is kind of staying, letting you
I'm
guys have
also
your
gonna
moment.
Lower her in. Louis the emotional support.
And then after we get our situated in the hole, like, I'll start climbing out. And then I'll look around the group. Does anybody have anything they would like to say? Any last words?
To a fallen friend, a great comrade, and a sorely missed companion.
And I will forever have to owe her for turning my hair blue. She will never get the revenge.
Victor's gonna kind of giggle at that. And be like, that is true.
And for my
Raina?
sake, I want to apologize, Elodia, that it was ultimately my mistake that set us on this course, and has at least cost your life. Not however many lives will be lost in the coming days. Yours will be one I
As
remember for a while.
After everybody says their piece, Zerai will fall to her knees at the foot of the grave. And she will look down and tear up a little bit. I'm sorry
Also,
that I could not be there to stop your untimely. She chokes a little bit. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to save you when I needed to.
I'll also remove my head and start humming that song again that I was humming before I came down from the inn.
You were a great first mate, and I will always cherish the memories of our travels together. You helped keep the ship afloat. For that I will always be ever grateful. And I will make sure the ones who did this to you will pay with their lives, because yours did not deserve to be taken. And after I say that, I take the amulet off around my neck and I drop it in the grave.
I'm gonna have tears coming down as I'm trying not to fully break down, but definitely have tears running down.
seeing her drop the medallion or the talisman, I'm gonna ask the Cadre, do you know shape stone along with shape earth? I saw you moving the earth. Can you do that to stone too?
I cannot as of yet.
Ah, never mind then.
Is there any stones around us?
It is a cliff face.
There are plenty of stones all over the cliff.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
One of the, if you could do shape stone, I was gonna grab the amulet and like see if you could like fuse it into the stone slightly, so that way it'd be like a little tombstone thingy marker for her. We still do it with the built-in stone, with gathering stones, but can't fuse it in there.
Mm,
All this cool
Yeah.
magic in the world, and we can't use it.
No, he's not quite powerful enough to do a 6-level spell.
Ah. Just for this one time. Just give him it.
Nope, he's
Damn.
can't do it. Now, if you were with Kaladim, he could do that, but not Kadra.
He's rude.
Yeah.
He ran away from us.
And then, so after everybody says their piece, I pick up my shovel. And before I start filling the hole back in, I look down. Goodbye, old friend. May your life be better where you are now than where you were. And I start filling the hole.
I start helping fill in the hole.
I helped
I
you.
followed behind.
And just as a very interesting side thing, skip to about a little less than, well, right around 3,000 years in the future. You see an old man pick up a locket from a beach and put it in his pocket.
That rat
I-
bastard.
Literally had the Jumanji music playing in my head for that.
That's funny. So you all start to begin to bury her over, and as you finish, Kadra looks at you all and says, "That was quite moving."
She was
She was
she
a
was a
beloved crew
well-loved
member.
she was a well-loved companion of all of us.
I'm gonna look at Kadri and be like, thank you for bringing us here.
You're very welcome, my friend.
And then before we start making way, I look for something to fashion, like some sort of like cross or symbol to signify that someone is buried here.
Kadra, he's looks down at what you're about to do. May I?
By all means.
He goes over and you see he grabs a large rock, and he takes and he puts another large rock and on top of it, so it looks like almost like a cross. They are
Mhm.
not perfectly the same size or the right shapes, but they are pretty close. These long cylindrical rocks, and you see him turn into dragon form, and he takes a deep breath and blows fire as it literally starts to melt the stone into one another. He stops, turns back into human form, and places it up in her spot and pushes it into the ground.
I kind of give him like a like a little grin, not like a happy grin, but like a that was kind of impressive, thank you grin, and nod at him.
My pleasure.
If anybody would like to just spend a moment to say goodbye, please do so. Unfortunately, time is not on our side, so we can't spend too long here. We must continue on with what we have been tasked to do,
I'll kind of just spend one
because
last moment.
time is of the essence on this case.
It is.
I'll kind of spend one last moment before I put my hat back on and I'm ready to go.
As you guys are turn and start walking away, Kadra, he says, "I may not be able to meld stone. However, I can still cast this spell." And he casts sending. And he nods for a moment. He nods again. And a couple moments later, a wizard appears. He can get us home.
Thank you, Kadra.
This is my pleasure. Anything for you, friends. I will do what I can. I have some resources, but this is not like what my father can provide, of course.
Honestly, any help is plenty enough.
And the wizard draws the rune on the ground, and everyone steps through, and you appear on the platform in the city. All, the other side of the world. Kadra stops and says, "I will meet you in the morning. I have some things I need to do."
That is fine. We also should probably rest and recover a little bit, and we will meet in the morning.
We'll be down in the inn. Tell him the name of the inn that we're.
Yeah, it's literally like a block and a half from where you guys were. He knows where it is. When you tell him, and he says, "I will be there first thing in the morning."
Thank you, Kadra. Thank you for everything.
Also, don't drink a lot.
No
I don't
guarantee.
plan on it.
Not tonight.
Until then, he turns. He does another change, turns into a large dragon again, and takes to the air.
I watch as he flies away. I'm like, one day.
And you watch as
We'll be able to do that.
flies to the north, towards the large citadel that you know that's where the council is. Towards the large mountain where the council chambers are. You watch as he flies in that direction.
Once he starts flying off, I just kind of turn and start making my way towards the inn silently.
Anything for anybody else?
I'm gonna head back to the monastery.
Okay.
I'll
Victor?
head to the inn.
Inn?
Yeah, I'm gonna have one drink as like a tribute, to, like a cheers to Elodia.
I'll
Dana?
second that.
Okay. So you all head back in your directions. 3 of you go to the inn, and the last one goes to the monastery. When you get to the monastery, because yours is actually closer, you get to the monastery before they do. You notice that they are the building is pretty much back up. In fact, it's like 95% done. And you notice that they are all sitting in a circle in meditation.
All right. I will go up and sit down and join them for meditation for now.
And while you're meditating, the rest of you arrive at the inn. You walk in, and you notice that the inn, there was just finishing up a very long line of people eating, and it seems that everyone is going home for the evening, as the day comes to a close. And the innkeeper, he kind of, as the last one, as what he and you guys walk in. Ah, food?
Um, if there's any available, yes. If not, don't worry. We're just here for
There's
rooms.
plenty left. Just let me serve it up. One helping to.
I'll just look at him and be like, I'll take a strong drink.
Oh, I can do that too. Also, he pulls he draws an ale from a large barrel, sets it in front of
Thank
you.
you.
Then we will be also re-renting our rooms for the night.
As far as I know, they are covered. Word came from council that you would be staying one more night or two.
Very well. Hopefully they are well compensating you for the room and the effort you're putting in to feed the townsfolk for during the rebuild.
I am not worried about the coin. I'm worried about our city.
That is also fair.
It is a tragedy. Where do you the council? Gee, what happened? Did you go meet the council?
We did.
I have
Like they did.
never been to the council. I have seen them from afar. How was it?
Very formal. They are very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very logical in their way of doing things instead of judging or basing what they decide on emotion, which is kind of a breath of fresh air.
Well, logic should rule everything.
One would think.
I would think so also. I logically think this.
Using logic
Using logic to logically think.
about the logical thinking in the council.
As for why we met the council, I'm afraid I can't get into details about that.
Huh. Well, I don't know what you're doing for the council, but whatever it is must be important.
Very.
You could say that.
And he brings he plates some food and sets it in front of you all. Anything else? Because it has been
No,
a
that
long day.
no,
But
and
look
I
over at Dana and be
pull
like, didn't you want to drink too, Dana?
as he sets the
Right.
plates down.
Yeah.
I'll pull a couple of my gold coins out of my pouch and set them down. I'm like, this is for you,
Oh, thank you.
for everything you've done. It may not be much, but it should help.
This is way overpaying. I should give you change.
No, 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 no. This is to help you resupply your food for the town.
Oh, thank you. And he pockets the coins. Did you also want to drink, Dana?
Yeah, I'll have a small one.
Okay, he gives you a smaller mug. it's the same size. It's the same, it's the same
There's just less stuff in it.
there's about about an inch less on the top.
Tuolodia.
Tuolodia.
Back at the monastery, the monks finish their meditation and begin to stand up, and the leader looks at you and says, "Fellows, we have a monk that is willing to teach us something. We don't know what yet, but he is going to teach us. What would you like to teach us?"
Well, to start with, I'm going to ask you if everybody had gotten their, their plank of, or their plank of wood or whatever that was about their height and everything.
And they all produce a plank.
All right. Now we're going to have to, put it into the ground so that way it will stand up. Yeah, I gotta help them plant it into the ground so
They
that way it's,
after a few minutes of work, you get them all planted into the ground.
right. And then
I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
the padding and the very soft twine that I mentioned, were you
Yep.
able to get your hands on that?
And they produce.
And then I will show them how to kind of put the padding on it and then use the twine to keep the padding in place.
Okay.
And after all that, it's like, all right, now I will begin their first real martial arts lesson.
And
teach
as
them
you
how.
begin, you begin to showing them how to do punches, and how to do some kicks, and we'll fade back over to the rest of the group as they finish their dinner. Is there anything else you want to do before you head to bed?
I mean, I was gonna check on
Oh, you're gonna go check on
Mango.
Mango. As you walk in, Mango is still sound asleep.
How did she all day?
Literally, she slept through the entire day. She may
Maybe
have
she has-
gotten up to eat at some point, because she did change at some point, so she's dressed in something a little bit different, but she's asleep already.
She must have been tired.
Well, since we're not like limited on room space, right? Or are we still on those
Nope,
three?
you're not limited to. You're not. They gave you an extra room, so you have your own room if you
Okay.
want.
Then I will leave her to sleep and just go sleep.
And Jade ran to
I'd
the
do-
restroom, so we're waiting for Jade.
I'll just head to my room and change and pass out. And apparently the Jay's little character was like, "Me too."
Me too. Me too. It keeps doing this.
Yeah.
Back at the
Switches and,
monastery,
like,
as you so let's see how well they do.
Yes, I
Actually-
do want to see how well they do.
Actually, you do pretty well, and they pretty much take to it. I will.
These
Let's see if
they were
anybody
fighters all
breaks
along.
anything.
Ooh,
Um,
Try to put
maybe
put a big
as
emphasis
you
on, hitting with
are
these two knuckles.
punching, you notice that a couple have hurt themselves pretty good. A couple have quite a few bloody knuckles. And they're like looking at it as they bloody them, and they're like, "Is that supposed to be that way?"
Yeah, it'll happen less and less.
Oh,
I
that
guess
hurts.
I'll look to see how much
Why
twine
would you
do we
do
have
this
left.
to yourself?
Well, you have to learn how to handle that. For if the bad guys come at you, you have to be able to hit them with that and hurt them more than you hurt yourself.
That's a lot, though.
Yeah, that's why it takes lots of practice.
Ah,
I'll look over. Is there more of the twine, or do we use it all?
you've used most of it. There's a little bit left.
Okay.
What are you using it for?
I'll get as much as enough of it left. I'm like, I don't think there's enough for all of you. We'll need more for tomorrow. Everybody come over here, since you all you have softer hands for now, and we need to protect those for now. I will then use the twine to show them how to wrap your hands up for hitting.
Okay. So you begin showing them how to wrap their hands and showing them so that they can use it to punch better, and they are very, very happy that you showed them this. But you should have showed them. They're like, why didn't he show this first? As
You gotta
they're
learn. You have to learn a little bit you have to know what it's like a little bit first. Because imagine if you knew how to throw a really good strong punch, and then you suddenly didn't have the wrapping on your hands. You do a lot more damage to your bare fists.
and they are still confused on why you didn't tell them to do it first.
Just wait, and in the near future, I'll introduce you to the tier system, so we can then you know how much knowledge everybody has, and you don't end up trying to start a training or with someone who's way above you or anything like that. It's easy to tell. It's a colored belt. It's easy to see.
You get to wear a belt? And they all point down. They're like, well, we all wear belts.
Yeah, but I kind of pull mine up as like, see how mine's like a very dark black compared to most others? That
Two of
shows
them
that,
are like, we have black belts.
this is good. Well, you'll eventually have. I'll take the belts from them and you'll get to earn them back one day too.
Just hand them white belts. Like, here, these are more your size.
Yeah. Well, all of you gotta take. Tomorrow you need to come back with a white piece of twine for your belt.
Class is going well.
Class is going very well. It is quite a learning experience for yourself on teaching but people that have no idea what they're doing.
I'm surprised more of them didn't hurt themselves.
No, only 4 of them actually busted open knuckles. The
Yeah.
rest of them, their knuckles are sore, but they haven't hurt themselves yet.
I was waiting for like some really bad rolls and like a broken wrist, and a
No,
hand,
no,
maybe a
actually
shin.
they were pretty good. They rolled fairly well.
Well, and then for also the ones that were kind of wondering why, and I'm like, I'm gonna go and grab one of the other pieces of wood that we didn't use, and I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to attempt to punch and break it in half to show them, what they'll hopefully be able to do soon, and also why I had them put padding on the stick, or at least on that. That could have been really mean and had them punch bare wood.
You could have.
This is true. Could have been like the old kung fu masters where they literally have them, punching wood, a huge board that there's no way they can ever break. Are you back, Jade? She's apparently not back.
I am back.
Oh,
I just
yay!
was muted.
Oh, you were muted. That would be why.
Yeah.
I'll say I saw her little person moving.
I saw her person move, but she didn't say anything. So I was like, oh, maybe she's not, and maybe her thing is just acting up. So everyone finishes their meal and headed back to bed. Anything else for you?
No.
Okay. And with that, we are going to end tonight's session then. And you guys get to pick up in the morning. And looks like you guys get to get Mango out of her bed finally and head off north. I'm excited to see what you guys do. So, all right, everybody, thank you for coming to watch our little D&D show here with the Evergiven and my awesome crewmates that didn't get eaten by a dragon, thank God. They didn't say anything dumb. They didn't do anything dumb because it could have happened.
I mean, Zarai knows better than to mouth off to a dragon.
I mean, me not going
you
was
mouthed off
good.
to a demon.
For one, it was a devil. For two, that
devil.
devil was my slave owner for 20 fucking plus years.
Yeah. Demons, devils,
Wouldn't you
dragons,
fucking...
all with a D.
Well, and to be fair though, that wasn't just a demon either. That was a demon lord of one of the levels of hell. So that wouldn't even be like an ancient dragon. That you'd have to mouth off to like a named ancient dragon or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm still pretty
Like-
sure the dragons could eat the devil if they really wanted to. They might get a little bit of heartburn or something, but
That's true. They might. They might.
Eh, some of them, yeah, but I was more thinking like the demons that ran from those dragons. It's like, oh, you guys should have stayed and died because what she's gonna do to you for fleeing is way worse.
Well, she also did flee with the huge swarm of dragons that she saw. She's like, yeah, I can't. I'm not out of here. Bye, bitches.
It's all right. She'll get hers later on when we're strong enough.
Maybe. Because she has to enslave you 3,000 years in the future. So probably not. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is true.
If you, I mean, you could change history in that regard. Change small things, change other things. I don't know. I'm here along. I'm along for the ride. I'm just putting you in the things that I've already set in place and pointing you in that direction. Whether you go that way or not, or do anything in this world, is all up to you.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like we're very good at changing stuff because we just were like, yeah,
No.
do it again.
No, you guys have gone history could have been changed by you just walking out and not saying anything of the devil's lair. You could have just walked out and nothing would have happened and
We
none of
could
that would have
have.
happened, but you didn't, and actions have
What can I say?
consequences.
I am an agent of chaos, and I like kind of
Mm.
throwing a wrench in plans.
You-
Plus,
I
this
mean,
makes for a good story.
It does
That's
make for a
true.
great story. The story has been phenomenal. Okay.
Honestly, as the person playing the character, that's why I did it that way. Is because, well, this could go boring, or this could go really exciting, and I want to go exciting, so let's do it.
Sounds like a good reason.
That is a fantastic
That's why I went into the portal.
reason. Right. Or is
Here
it?
I am wanting to get a character above level 7.
You may. But anyway, thank you guys for coming and joining us. Thank you to my awesome crew here that has been fantastic. I'm excited to see what happens next. We love you all. Really quick before we all jump out, does anyone want to give a shout out to themselves? Winby.
I'm Winby. Jade.
That passed that buck really quick.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Transgirl Jade over on Twitch, currently streaming as we speak. I will be doing some gaming stuff after we wrap up here for a couple hours at least. If anybody wants to come by and watch me play video games poorly, you're always welcome to come in, hang out. I like doing lots of chill things, interacting with my chat, etc., etc. So yeah, come hang out. Harambe.
Oh God. I'm an angry gorilla shark thing. You can find me on Twitch. Currently playing Tormented Souls and Pathfinder. So
Okay. And you can find me
Tommy.
here. Oh, sorry, I thought you were done.
I was gonna go and Tommy because he's just right next to me in my camera's views.
Oh,
I don't
Cam.
do anything.
Yeah, he doesn't do the things. I do the things though. You can find me. Oh wait, if you're on my channel, you can find me here. But if you're on Jade's channel or one of the other channels that we happen to stream on, 3 of them now because because Bean is also going to be streaming this on quite often. So there will be 3 channels, but you can find me at VioletFem75 here on Twitch because I'm also streaming this show. So if you found Jade, you can also find me. I'm also in her chat saying hi right now. So you can, or if she wants to give me a shout out. Oops, I didn't mean to pause it. But you can find me there. You can also find me on YouTube, VioletFem75 at Reemergence. And you can watch my other show, which is Reemergence, on here. And I have links to everything down below. Also, if you like D&D things, go check out Misty Mountain Gaming. because Misty Mountain Gaming is one of my 2 sponsors. Misty Mountain Gaming has lots of D&D things like these awesome dice. Go check them out. You can use my link below, or you can use VioletFem75 at checkout and get 15% off your order. Or you can go, if you want miniatures and you like miniatures, you can go check out weprintminiatures.com, and you can use VioletFem1975 to get 15% off your order at checkout, or use the link below. So thank you again, everybody. We love you all, and we will see you next week. Next week, Bean will be back. So our little flying friend will be back, and we may or may not have a new person in our group, depending on if we can get their character done or not. I don't know.
Things
It
are
may
gonna
be
get
2
really
weeks.
crazy with 6 players.
I know, right? It'll be fun. Yay!
Let's see how much more we can throw the DM off.
I mean, you do
I mean,
enough.
If we wanted to
No,
do that,
we-
it was 6 people. We just split the party more.
That's
Split the
true.
party!
No,
Split the party!
No,
Yes, split the
we
party!
never
Split the party!
split the party. No,
I
we
know
do
how that
not
goes.
split the party. Yes, I know how that goes too. We were in the same party together.
And we all died.
Split the party. Split the party.
I do not want Zerai to die. I love this character way too much.
It was
So what
it
you're
was
saying
a
is-
it was a total TPK. Jade and I were playing in a game together, and we split the party, and we all died. It was a total wipe.
Nice.
They took
Skip.
down a level 8 druid very quickly.
So what you're saying is everybody have a backup character ready. Got it.
I mean, I always have backup characters ready just in case.
I've got like 5 made, so
I have a
Oh.
backup concept.
Only 5? You should see my list of characters on D&D
no.
Beyond. I have like 75.
well, I have 5
well-
done
Yeah, I don't have
and like
access to
another
it.
8 started.
I have a few. So, all right.
I mean, I'm
anyway,
pretty much going through and making each race so I can be like,
oh hey,
I
that
can play as this.
yeah. I have dozens of races. Anyway, all right. So we are going to get out of here. We love you all. We'll see you next week at 5 o'clock. And we
Just
still
keep
haven't.
going.
One thing we have to still talk about, we'll talk about it before next week, is we need a catchphrase for the party, like don't die, or don't get eaten, or don't do stupid things. I don't know.
Split the party.
I think the
No, we're
catchphrase
not
should
splitting
be-
the party.
Yeah, considering how many times we
Uh-oh.
said it, the catchphrase should be, "It was Dana's fault."
And just remember, it was Dana's fault. All right,
It's always
everybody.
Dana's fault.
Have a great evening.
Always-
Bye.
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 Except for my stream, I'm still going.
Okay, you can still go.
I am.
I think that's a great catchphrase. Split the party.
Yeah, nah.
I have to rearrange my VTube.